Breaking news. Ohio State loses another coordinator as offensive coordinator Chip Kelly bolts for the same offensive coordinator job with the Las Vegas Raiders. A special breaking news edition of Locked On Big Ten starts right now.
You are Locked On Big Ten, your daily podcast on the Big Ten Conference. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to a special edition of Locked On Big Ten. I'm Craig Sheeman, 40 years as a sports talk show host and play-by-play announcer. And I want to thank you for making us your first listen each and every day. We're free and available wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Hit that free subscribe button while you're at it here, while you're watching today. We would appreciate that. This special edition is brought to you by FanDuel. Super Bowl 59 is here, and there's no better way to make every play more exciting than with FanDuel Sportsbook. New customers can bet just $5, and if you win, you'll score $200 in bonus bets. Download the app or head to FanDuel.com to get started. So the offensive guru behind Ohio State's national championship is gone. Ryan Day now has to replace two coordinators on that team. We have a list of potential suitors that are worthy of the job with one big surprise at the end. Hang on for that. The Ohio State Buckeyes offensive coordinator Chip Kelly is leaving Columbus to become the offensive coordinator for the Las Vegas Raiders under new head coach Pete Carroll and new minority owner Tom Brady. This comes on the heels of defensive coordinator Jim Knowles leaving Ohio State for rival Penn State just last week. Now, Kelly arrived in Columbus last January after growing tired of the head coaching scene when he surprisingly left the head coaching job at UCLA to come to Columbus, where he would just coach. Here, just run the offense, just coach. No name, image, and likeness, no portals, no recruiting, no alumni dinners, just coach. And the timing was great because Ryan Day was in a bit of a situation. He had decided that the Ohio State job was too big to be the CEO, basically, of the entire program, one of the biggest programs in the country, and also run the offense effectively. So he originally dedicated the offense to Bill O'Brien, who was only on campus for 3 weeks as the offensive coordinator, but then he got the head coaching job at Boston College, and he took off. Now, that left Day in a bit of a situation, a bit of a bind, if you will. And Kelly was just sitting there, ready to go, available, and willing for the unusual demotion, if you will. You know, a young Ryan Day once worked as an assistant in the NFL under Kelly with the Eagles and the 49ers, and an even younger Ryan Day was Chip Kelly's quarterback at New Hampshire. So the two were very comfortable with each other. They both had a situation here. It was a perfect match. And Chip Kelly came to Ohio State, and Ryan Kelly had his guy now that he can entrust. Ryan Day had his offense. He can entrust his offense to Chip Kelly. Seamless, right? Very good. And look, Chip Kelly is a great offensive mind. So they did all this, and Ryan Day was at ease. In fact, he said he not only trusted Chip Kelly with his offense, but he also trusted him with his life. Like I said, they go way back. They know each other very well. And I think both really look forward to this opportunity this past year. And of course, it worked. In one season together, the Buckeyes won the national championship. So soon after that, we began to wonder about that here on Locked On Big Ten. What would be next for Chip Kelly? When teams win national championships or Super Bowls or whatever, you know, the coaches below the head coach, they all get other opportunities, and people want to poach their abilities and maybe coach their team to some success. Happens with players too. So we began to wonder here on Locked On Big Ten, what was Chip Kelly's motivation? What would come next after being part of a national championship team? And soon thereafter, his name started popping up with numerous offensive coordinator jobs around the NFL. In fact, if you're an everydayer here to Locked On Big Ten, you know we dedicated an entire podcast to this about a week or so ago and did a lot of speculating, kind of figuring out what would be a good fit. I think if we went back, one of the jobs that one of the teams that were interested in Chip Kelly were the Houston Texans. D'Amico Ryans, former player of his. D'Amico Ryans is a defensive guy. He needs an offensive coordinator. We said, look at the Houston Texans, right? That was on the short list as well. Well, lo and behold, it turned out to be the Raiders. Now, they had to outbid everybody, and we'll tell you about that in a moment because Chip Kelly is doing just fine. But at the time, to kind of get to the crux of the whole thing, we were wondering about Chip Kelly's motivation. That was not a criticism on our part. It was just a curiosity. Did he just step away from the UCLA job because he just really just wanted to be an assistant coach the rest of his life and just coach offense and do it at Ohio State at a place he was comfortable with because of Ryan Day? Or did he want to use that Ohio State opportunity and parlay that as a stepping stone to get another crack at an NFL coaching gig? His first two shots at the NFL were not successful, and they were a long time ago. Chip Kelly's name was not in NFL circles until very recently. But winning a national championship as an offensive coordinator opens some doors. And now he's back in the NFL as an offensive coordinator. And it takes just one successful season as an offensive coordinator to all of a sudden have a bidding war for your services as a head coach. Just like that. And maybe that was his motivation all along. And maybe that's the path he's on right now. He's got an exciting opportunity in Las Vegas. Pete Carroll's a great head coach. They don't have a quarterback yet. Now all the speculation is beginning whether the Raiders will draft Will Howard because Chip Kelly and Will Howard work so well together at Ohio State. Who knows? Who knows? I wouldn't put it past anybody. So put all that aside. I think we got the answer to our question about Chip Kelly's motivation, right? It was to kind of jumpstart his career in another way. Get out of the college game with all the other stuff you got to deal with. Get back to the NFL and just coach football and get paid a lot more and not have to recruit and not have to deal with name, image, and likeness. You got a general manager to handle salary cap. It's all good. So I think he's pretty happy with the move, to be honest. Also, the money is a motivating factor as well. We all know he took the pay cut to leave as the head coach at UCLA and become a coordinator at Ohio State. Now, he was making $2 million a year as an offensive coordinator at Ohio State. But now, jumping back up, he'll make $6 million a year as the offensive coordinator in Las Vegas. That will make him the highest paid coordinator in the entire NFL. Actually, it'll make him higher paid as an offensive coordinator than some head coaches in the NFL. So it's a pretty good deal. Meanwhile, Ryan Day has some work to do. And he's going to have to make some final decisions here, first of all, on who's going to run his offense. And again, we've got a short list. We've already done it. We've got a short list for Ryan Day and a big surprise for you as well. Then he's got to replace defensive coordinator Jim Knowles, who's over there at Penn State. And his offensive line coach, Justin Fry, he left for the same position with the Arizona Cardinals. So that's the price of winning a national championship. Ryan Day's got to look around and rebuild his staff a little bit, in addition to keep recruiting and re-recruiting his kids to stay and recruiting kids in the transfer portal and get ready for spring football, because this defense of a national championship, it doesn't stop. It just keeps on coming. We love your comments on this as well. Hit us up on YouTube. We always look forward to those. If you are new to us, be sure to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button and follow Locked On Big Ten for free wherever you get your podcast. That way you get the latest episode of this podcast as soon as it becomes available each and every day. We're here every day. And if you don't mind, share, like, and follow. Also, you can check out our website where all of our podcasts go. And you can pick up some gear, Ohio State Buckeye gear, shirts, T-shirts, hats, pennants, all right there at our website, talkbig10.com. All right. Now, as we alluded, Ryan Day has some work to do. So, who's he going to hire to replace Chip Kelly? We have a list. I got 3 names and 1 surprise. So 4 names. That's next right here on Locked On Big Ten. I want to talk about FanDuel. FanDuel makes excitement of watching games even more exciting, whether you're into the NFL playoffs that just concluded or we're getting ready to conclude with the Super Bowl. Do it all with FanDuel. Because right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. That's $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. The FanDuel app gives you everything you need for live bets, same game parlays, and so much more. So visit the website and share betting lines around with your team and your league that you're with. Just visit FanDuel.com and join today and get started with $200 in bonus bets. That's FanDuel.com. Make this playoff season unforgettable. Make the Super Bowl unforgettable with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. All right, let's do this here. We got a lot of work to do. Thank you for making us your first listen here at Locked On Big Ten each and every day. This is a special breaking news edition right here as Chip Kelly has left the Buckeyes to go to the Las Vegas Raiders as offensive coordinator. Meanwhile, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, share, follow, and like Locked On Big Ten, your team every day. And don't forget to check out our website, talkbig10.com. All right, three names to keep an eye on to replace Chip Kelly as the offensive coordinator at Ohio State. And again, the surprise pick at the end, you will hear it here first on Locked On Big Ten. But first, let's remember, a lot of coaches are going to want this job. The Buckeyes have the best receiver in the country in Jeremiah Smith. And even though Will Howard is leaving, the quarterback, they're in good hands. They got Julian Sayin, who was a 5-star freshman, redshirt this year, and he's ready to go. He's been in the system, waiting in the wings, although the system may change slightly now that Chip Kelly is gone. But no matter who's there, Ryan Day will always have his fingerprints on this offense. He's never too far away from it. So maybe it won't be that much of a change for this young quarterback who's very exciting. I'm looking forward to spring football, taking a good look at him. But this Ohio State, the offensive coordinator job, it's a big job. And there aren't too many assistants out there, like a quarterback coach or an offensive line coach that could just jump up and take a promotion with a job like this and have this be his first offensive coordinator job. So the next offensive coordinator is probably going to have to be a well-known offensive coordinator already from a decent program, or even a former head coach looking to jumpstart or re-jumpstart his career. Now, having said all that, there is one assistant they should look at, and it might be the one they go with. And he going to be ready on day one for this job, and that would be Buckeyes wide receiver coach Brian Hartline. He'd be the first on my list. He knows these players. He knows this offense. He's the best position coach in football. Probably would have got this job had Chip Kelly not come along when Bill O'Brien left. He's the best recruiter in the country. The wide receivers, Marvin Harrison Jr., Jackson Smith and Jigba, Emeka Ibuka. He knows Jeremiah Smith better than anybody. This move would be seamless. I mean, this move could be done tomorrow. No problem. Another name on this list would be former Tulsa and Indiana head coach Kevin Wilson. He's had the job before as a former Buckeyes assistant from 2017 to 2022. In 2018 and 2019, he had back-to-back 13-1 seasons in that position. That might be a good option here. Now, in the spite category, how about go after Penn State offensive coordinator Andy Kotelnicki? Yeah, Buckeye fan likes that idea. I know. Look, James Franklin just took your defensive coordinator, Jim Knowles. Why not take their offensive coordinator, Andy Kotelnicki? Just outbid him. Take him. Probably costs about $3 million a year. I think he's one of the best offensive minds in the country. He runs a lot of versatile formations and motions, and I think he could use those weapons at Ohio State nicely. I think that'd be a nice replacement for Chip Kelly. Now, for all my suggestions as to who the next offensive coordinator of Ohio State should be, here's the one. Here's the wild card I want to throw at you. Here's the one I save for the end. Ryan Day. That's right, Ryan Day. He had been the play caller up until last year, won a lot of ball games. He delegated those duties for the first time this season to concentrate on the CEO duties of running this huge program. tackle, name, image, and likeness, collectives, transfer portal, all that stuff. All the things that college, by the way, college teams are hiring general managers to do all that stuff now. And Day has things rolling now. Look, he dug in, he got it up and running, won a national championship. Maybe it's running smoothly enough. Maybe he can get back to doing what I think he really loves. I think he really loves play calling. And they wouldn't miss a beat. And he would work with Julian Sayin, who I think, I think coaches, human nature, a guy like Ryan Day, I think you get a kick out of developing Julian Sayin. He loves working with those quarterbacks directly. Maybe get back into that a little bit. I don't know. Just throwing that out there. That's my wild card pick. Ryan Day reinserts himself into the offensive coordinator position there at Ohio State. Let me know what you think. Would love to hear your comments. And hit me up on YouTube there. And this is in addition to our regular podcast here today with the breaking news. So overnight, Sunday night into Monday morning. So thanks for tuning in for this breaking news edition of Locked On Big Ten. And we will always be here. If you're new and just discovering us here today, we are here every day with the latest news on the Big Ten. In addition to that, we throw in opinion. We're not afraid about that. And we do a lot of analysis. So news, opinion, analysis, it's all here. All things Big Ten every day right here. Hope you enjoy it. Hope you keep coming back. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. For more Locked On Big Ten, I'm Craig Sheeman, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks for checking us out.